welcome to the library. Let me preface my remarks by saying that as a kid growing up in East St. Louis, Illinois, one of the highlights of my youth was when my mother took me to the library. And the rule was you could only take as many books as you could carry. So I would have a big stack of books, take them home, read them, and couldn't wait to go back to the library. So I have good memories as a child of what the library meant to my life and has meant to my appetite for reading ever since. I want to thank Mayor Misty Busher and Library Director Gwen Harrison for being here today. And I'm pleased to be here in Springfield to kick off the summer and celebrate federal funding for one of the most important community institutions in Springfield, our library. This project would not be possible without the incredible support of community organizations. I want to acknowledge a few people who are here today. Superintendent of Springfield 186, Jennifer Gill. Thank you, Jennifer. Molly Barron and Brandy Stabler from the Compass for Kids. There they are. Tiffany Mathis Posey from Boys and Girls Club. Said hello. Marcus Johnson and Twyla Moore from Springfield Urban League. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on another successful school year, Jennifer. Although the school year is not quite over, youth development doesn't stop during the summer. As the community organizations that support local youth know, summer is a time to build on the tremendous work of the schools and accelerate learning and not fall behind. And what better place to do it than this library? The Lincoln Library is not just any library with a history stretching back to before the Civil War, 1856. This library has been a bedrock of the capital city for so many years. I'm pleased to announce that in the 2024 government spending bill recently signed by the President in March, we secured $1 million for full renovation of the youth services space at Lincoln Library's downtown location. Funding will be used for new supplies, a new safer public entrance, upgraded technology infrastructure, modern shelving, and new floors. The youth service space will be a community hub, providing free and accessible resources and technology, and will help connect students and families to the joys of literacy. The youth services space at Lincoln Library also has an important role in keeping kids safe. Safe spaces like the Lincoln Library can be vital to the protection of children and families, especially when crime rates rise in the summer. I want to thank Officer Beal. Thank you for being here today as well. Today is a particularly meaningful day to discuss the importance of federal funding to reduce gun violence. Earlier this week, I reintroduced a resolution designating June 7th as National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I realized that my staff told me to be sure and wear an orange tie, and I forgot. But we use that as a symbol of staying safe. We renew our calls for common sense legislation and solutions to prevent unacceptable tragedies that happen right here in Springfield, as well as Chicago and virtually every other city. It's been an honor to work with the city of Springfield. I have one other announcement I'm going to make at this press conference this morning. And before I turn it over to the mayor on the subject of this library improvement, I want to say something about what happened to me yesterday. I was driving with a group from Chicago to Springfield. We got near Bloomington and came to a stop on Interstate 55. Interstate 55 was closed for a period of time I'm not sure of yesterday because of dust storms. It's not the first time this has happened. It's been happening more frequently. It worries me because if you can shut down an interstate highway in the middle of our nation for an unspecified period of time, you can disrupt our economy in ways most people don't even realize, cause hardship that is hard to even catalog, let alone define. We've got to do something about this. I'll tell you my personal feelings, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. I think we're living in a changing world. The weather patterns in this world that we see reported to us every single day are different than they used to be. Some places are hotter than they've ever been. Some storms are more frequent than they've ever been. More tornadoes. They've had more tornadoes this year in Oklahoma so far than in any recent year before it. And we're seeing droughts and we're seeing floods, and we better adjust ourselves to this change in lifestyle and what it means to us. What can we do about these dust storms? They're dangerous. People can die. They lose all visibility on a highway in the middle of an interstate. My wife got caught in one just a few years ago down around Farmersville. You probably remember that. She just missed it. Thank goodness she did. But what I did this morning was reach out to Brian Morgan, who is the president of the Illinois Farm Bureau. I got him off his tractor up in northwestern Illinois, And I said, we've got to sit down and talk with farm organizations about what to do with these dust storms. He said, we feel the same way about it. We want to move quickly. I talked to Congresswoman Budzinski as well to join me. We're both on the Agriculture Committee. She's on the House side, I'm on the Senate side. So we're going to sit down and talk about some basics. The new Farm Bill is coming up, and we've got to be considering changes in it that can make a difference and make this even safer. So I just wanted to bring that up to speed. I don't think it was reported in this morning's paper locally, but it was reported in the Bloomington Pantograph. So at this point, I'm turning it over to Mayor Busher to say a few words.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And not about the library, but to back up what the Senator just spoke about, there is a National Weather Service has alerted us that this afternoon and this evening there could be dust storms along the interstate again today, so be careful if you drive today. That's my piece of advice for now. I want to thank many, many people in this room. First of all, I do want to acknowledge that Mike Phelan from the Outlet is here along with Kingston, so thank you for being here as well. The first people I want to thank is the library staff. If you look around this room, just look how beautiful it is, and this is without the $1 million that they've done this. We have some of the best staff at Lincoln Library, so I just want to say thank you to all you do for our youth services and for the library itself. My second thank you is to our amazing library director, Gwen Harrison. Thank you, Gwen, for your leadership and your skills that you've brought to the library, and we're so looking forward to your footprint in Lincoln Library, so thank you. Yes. And my biggest thank you, of course, is to Senator Durbin for this federal funding opportunity of $1 million for the youth services area, which you are sitting in right now, right here at Lincoln Library. It will upgrade this space, which has been a long time coming. If you take a look down at the carpet beneath your feet, it's probably from the 80s, I would guess, by the color scheme. So a lot does need to be upgraded. And the reason that needs to happen is I had the joy of going to Black Hawk School at the end of the school year and talking to the students there and many of the grades. And the one thing I asked them all to remember was, during your summer break, read books. And each classroom, I asked each student to tell me their favorite kinds of books to read so that we could know, and I put books in my phone they recommended I read, so that we could know what the students were interested in. But reading, I know that it's the old phrase, reading is fundamental, but what reading will do in bringing the students into our library here at Lincoln Library in the summertime is what the senator just said, was gun violence is an issue, and it starts younger and younger each year. We have to engage our students in activities that are fun, interesting, but also activities that get into their mind and give them some challenges in their mind. That's what these amazing people behind me at Lincoln Library do every day. And that is a big piece of our Springfield environment. We have partners here that work with our youth services, whether it's the Urban League, the Outlet, whether it's Compass for Kids, or whether it's Boys and Girls Club or District 186. But these partners cannot do it alone. We have a summer break, they need help. That's what this library is for. It is a boost in the arm, it is help, it is a space for our youth to come to and enjoy. So again, I just want to thank the Senator for the opportunity to make a difference in our youth's lives here at Springfield. And I want to thank the staff and our great library leader, Gwen Harrison, for their direction in helping us give our students something to look forward to and fun things to do at the library. So I'm going to bring up our director so she can tell you some of the fun things they do here at Lincoln Library. So please, would you please join me, Gwen Harrison, our library director.
I appreciate you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Welcome, everybody. I am so glad to be here today and to celebrate this moment, and we are excited. Thank you, Senator. Thank you for loving on this community in the way that you have by allowing us to take this amazing grant and to revitalize and reimagine youth services. I'm totally off script. This is not what I was going to say. So anyway, we don't know exactly what all we're going to do, but we know we're going to do it well. We're going to use these funds to the best of our knowledge. We do know that we want a dedicated programming area. We know that we need staff dedicated spaces, and we also want a space that's dedicated to our teenagers. But beyond that, it's going to be up to them to think about how they want to see this area reimagined. I've heard lots of good things about, nooks for our children to read to read from. There's a lot of things that are coming, but I want to get back to my speech. I know beyond any shadow of doubt the transformative power that lies within libraries. It starts with a collective staff that believes the mission of your library is to be part of an empowered, connected, and inspired community. This reimagined youth services will allow this institution to get at the heart of our mission with the expanded spaces and places to better serve our community and library team. Libraries make a difference in the lives of our community members. I've seen firsthand how the activities, programs, and services cultivate the imagination and yearning in people young and not so young. I'm going to go off script again. Many years ago, I was a librarian here at Lincoln Library. So I had the opportunity to interact with so many young people. Fast forward, I'm not going to tell you how many years. I'm meeting these young people, and they are saying, if it weren't for the library and story time and the books that look at Tiffany, because Tiffany is one of my girls, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So libraries are so important in the lives of our children and our teenagers. So let's get back to my script. Libraries awaken our children and teens. Libraries are safe havens for our youth. They are, I want to say that again. Libraries are safe havens for our youth. Our young people need a place to go to be free, to be safe, to be able to talk, to be able to play, to be able to interact, to think about what they want to do next, to dream big. Libraries, we provide all of the resources necessary to undergird and support our young people. They are vital for a progressive and thriving community. These monies will help to move this institution and community forward for years to come. And I also want to thank our partners, my amazing dream team, because I can't do it by myself. I want to thank the mayor, and I want to thank our board. And again, I want to thank you, Senator Durbin, for this gift to our library and to Springfield. Thank you very much.
I want to make two footnotes to the remarks that might be of interest. First, we have 10 applications for these funds for everyone that we can fund. So it goes through a competition to be considered. And then it goes through scrutiny of not only of our staff, but of the committee before it's finally awarded. Everything is done on a transparent public basis. But this application caught our eye, and I'm glad we went through with it. We gather here today. The second thing, and she's visited Springfield, so you may know her, but the Library of Congress is the largest library in the United States in terms of its collection, which is vast. The librarian is a woman named Carla Hayden. Carla Hayden came to the Library of Congress from Baltimore, where she headed up their public library system. But her family roots are in Illinois. Family started out in Centralia. Her mother still lives in Decatur. As a little girl, she used to accompany her grandfather when he made the rounds delivering the mail in the Illinois State Capitol building. She's an amazing woman. We're very proud of her, and she has Illinois roots, so I wanted to make a point of telling you that she's been visited Springfield. I'm going to invite her back someday soon. Questions?
We're surrounded by books. What book are you in the middle of or recently enjoyed?
Well, the one I'm reading now, here's my problem. I'm not very good at Kindle and all those electronic. I like to have a physical book. It makes me feel like I'm really achieving something when I finish it, okay? So most of the physical books that I read are so large that I can't carry them from Springfield to Chicago to Washington and back. So I have 3 books that I'm reading now, one in each city. The one in Washington is Accounting by Senator Tim Kaine. of his trekking through the state of Virginia. He's a good friend, and I'm reading that in Washington. In Chicago, I'm reading a book by a Chicago author. Author's last name is Ige. It's a biography of Martin Luther King Jr., which is very, very good. He won a Pulitzer Prize for it. And here in Springfield, I'm reading about the Chicago Fire book. I think, I'm trying to remember the name, that's why I hesitated. I think it was The Day the World Caught Fire, which had features in there that I didn't know. Do you know who restored order to Chicago after the fire? General Phil Sheridan, as in Sheridan Street in Chicago. He was a hero of the Civil War, and he was living in Chicago, and the people there called on him to put together a militia and police force to bring order back to the streets of Chicago. So those are the three I'm on now. And a book called Swerve, which I picked up, and it fits in my briefcase, so I carry that with me. I didn't know I was going to get that question. Anyway, thank you all very much. It's great to be here.